Penguins look after each other. Claudius blinked the sleep from his eyes and pointed his beak towards the voice at his feet. Yes, Otto, what is it? I have a very funny feeling in my tummy. An asking sort of feeling. What is it? You're hungry, I expect. What's hungry? An asking feeling in your tummy. I've got it too. We need something to eat. We'll have to go and see if the ladies are back from the sea. The ladies? Yes, they've been eating fish and things in the sea so they can feed you chicks. I'll find you a nice auntie and she'll feed you with shrimp soup. It's delicious. You're like that, and that empty feeling will go away for a bit. Will you have some too, Claudius? Oh no, I shall have to say goodbye to you and go off to the sea and find lots of food. I've had nothing to eat all winter, and I'm very hungry. You mean you'll go away without me? Yes, Otto. You're not big enough to come to the sea yet. Otto was horrified. You wouldn't leave me, Claudius. I need you. No, you don't. I'll find you a nice auntie to look after you. She'll be just as good as me, and you'll still have me insides. That's the important place to have a good dad, inside. But I want you outside where I can see you. Oh, don't leave me, Claudius. Poor Otto was shattered, but Claudius began to lead him towards the sea, and the journey was so interesting that Otto began to forget just how miserable he was. He had never been away from the rockery of penguins before. The white ice stretched around them as far as he could see. The bottom of the world is very big, he said at last. Yes, Antarctica is very big, Claudius said. Look, over there, a Weddell seal and her pup. Otto looked. A huge, fat creature lay on the ice with a smaller one cuddled up to her. Marvellous divers, seals are, Claudius said. They can dive much deeper than us. Dive? Otto said. Go a very long way down in the water, explained Claudius. You'll see them go past you when you're in the sea. What do they do when there's a blizzard? Otto said. There don't seem to be any others around here to huddle with. No, they just have to hope they're fat enough to keep warm. They're almost solid blubber, so they're usually all right. The chick, the pup, I mean, has a nice face, Otto said, as they got nearer the seals. What are those hairy bits on his face? Whiskers, Claudius said. All seals have whiskers. Now, look carefully at those seals because they're Weddell seals and they look a bit like leopard seals. You must learn to get them, never to get them mixed up. Why? Asked Otto. Aren't leopard seals nice? No, not nice at all. They eat penguins. Weddell seals only eat fish and things and they're quite harmless, but you must watch out for leopard seals when you first go to sea. Weddells have smaller heads and in time you will learn the difference. But at first, it's best to keep away from all spotted seals. Otto suddenly stopped dead. Claudius, Claudius, the ice is moving, he shouted. Look at it. That's the sea, Claudius said. And look, there's someone coming to meet us. One of the ladies, I expect. It was. She kept shaking herself to get rid of the water on her feathers before it turned to ice. As she came nearest them, Claudius suddenly said, It's Hannah. She'll make a good auntie for you. Otto moved and hid himself behind Claudius's back. I don't want an auntie. I want to keep my dad. Claudius turned round and rubbed the top of Otto's head with his beak. Sorry, Otto, he said, but you are an emperor penguin and emperor penguins have to get used to lots of different mothers and fathers when they are growing up. Otto looked up at Claudius. But the seal pup has someone all to himself. I want you all to myself. Of course you do, but you have a nice huddle of friends to belong to. That seal pup hasn't got anything like that. Penguins look after each other. Will you look after me? Otto looked at him. How? You're going away. Will you let me go and feed myself? I'm starving. My asking feeling inside really hurts. You can help by letting me go. Otto didn't know what to say, but he knew what he had to do. He waddled round to the front of Claudius again, looked towards Anna. She's not bad, I suppose, he agreed at last. Claudius tapped Otto's head with his beak. Thank you, he said. Then he called out, Anna, I have a hungry chick here waiting for you. Anna began to waddle even faster towards them. Open your beak, Otto, Claudius said. I don't feel like talking. Not to talk, so that Anna can feed you, laughed Claudius. Anna, this is Otto. He's our first chick this year. Oh, I shall be very proud to be his auntie then. Hello, Otto. You must be very hungry. Open your beak and I'll give you some fish soup. It was good. In a few minutes, the empty feeling in Otto's tummy had nearly gone. Anna moved back, taking her beak out of Otto's. More, Otto said. Please, Anna. Come on then, Anna said. I'm glad you like what I've brought you. And so Otto had his first meal. Claudius went down to the sea to have his first meal of the winter when he saw that Otto was all right. He knew that Anna would look after him well. When Otto was quite full, he stood back from his new auntie and saw that Claudius had gone. The ice stretched around them, white and empty. Otto's head drooped. No more Claudius. How could he live without Claudius? Anna understood. Come on, Otto, she said. Claudius will be full too soon. Will you show me the way home? Otto turned round slowly and began to lead the way. What had Claudius said to him? Penguins help each other, and he was a penguin. He would have to get used to it.